What's up, everybody? Make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the like button for more mind-blowing content. Today we're diving into a world of unbelievable stories about how people met their end. We're talking about those, what were they thinking, moments that make you question everything. Get ready to be shocked because these stories are wild. This first story is a tragic reminder to respect wildlife. It's a tale that underscores the importance of understanding and respecting the boundaries of nature. When we venture into the wild, we are stepping into the homes of countless creatures, each with their own instincts and behaviors. We're talking about a guy who decided it would be a brilliant idea to snap a selfie with a wild bear. He thought it would make for an unforgettable photo, something to show off to his friends and followers on social media. But what he didn't realize was that he was putting himself in grave danger. Bears, like all wild animals, are unpredictable and can be extremely dangerous when they feel threatened or cornered. You can guess how this one ends. The bear, feeling threatened by the close proximity of the man, reacted in the only way it knew how, with aggression. The aftermath was tragic, with emergency responders rushing to the scene, but unfortunately it was too late. The forest, once a place of beauty and tranquility, became a somber reminder of the consequences of human recklessness. He ignored all the warning signs, got way too close to the bear, and well, let's just say things didn't end well for him. The signs were there for a reason, placed strategically to warn visitors of the potential dangers. But in his quest for the perfect selfie, he chose to disregard them, thinking he could get away with it. Unfortunately, nature had other plans. It's a sad story, but it's a powerful reminder that wild animals are unpredictable. They are not props for our photos or playthings for our amusement. They are living beings with instincts and behaviors that we may not fully understand. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the importance of respecting wildlife and their habitats. No selfie is worth risking your life for. In our quest for likes and shares, we often forget the real dangers that lurk in the wild. It's crucial to remember that our safety should always come first. A photo, no matter how spectacular, is not worth the potential consequences of a dangerous encounter with wildlife. Let's show some respect to our furry friends in the wild and keep a safe distance. By doing so, we not only protect ourselves but also ensure that these magnificent creatures can continue to thrive in their natural habitats. Remember, the best way to enjoy wildlife is from a safe and respectful distance. Let's be responsible and make sure our actions don't lead to another tragic story. You've probably heard the saying, drink 8 glasses of water a day. But what happens when you take that advice to the extreme? We're talking about a water drinking contest that took a tragic turn. One woman was determined to outdrink the competition, but she ended up consuming way too much water, way too fast. It turns out you can actually overdose on water. It's called water intoxication, and it can be deadly. This story is a sad reminder that too much of a good thing can be dangerous. Stay hydrated, friends, but don't go overboard. This next story involves a homeowner who decided to take matters into his own hands. It all started on a sunny Saturday morning. The birds were chirping, the sun was shining, and our homeowner was staring at his overgrown hedges. He had been putting off trimming them for weeks, and today was the day he finally decided to tackle the task. Little did he know, his choice of tool would turn this simple chore into a chaotic adventure. He needed to trim his hedges, but instead of grabbing a regular pair of hedge clippers, he thought he could speed up the process with something more powerful. He rummaged through his garage, bypassing the usual garden tools. The hedge clippers, the pruning shears, and even the electric trimmer were all ignored. He went for something a little more intense. That's right, he decided to use a chainsaw. Now a chainsaw is a fantastic tool for cutting down trees or large branches, but for trimming hedges, not so much. Our homeowner, however, was undeterred. He figured the chainsaw would make quick work of the hedges and save him a lot of time. With a confident grin, he fired up the chainsaw. The loud roar of the engine filled the air and he approached the hedges with determination. At first it seemed like his plan might actually work. The chainsaw sliced through the thick branches with ease and the hedges started to take shape. But then, things took a turn for the worse. Now, I'm no landscaping expert, but even I know that's a recipe for disaster. The chainsaw, designed for much heavier work, was too powerful for the delicate task of hedge trimming. It was difficult to control and our homeowner quickly found himself in over his head. The chainsaw bucked and kicked and he struggled to keep it steady. And disaster is exactly what happened. In a split second he lost control of the chainsaw, it slipped from his hands and went careening into the hedges, causing a mess of branches and leaves to fly everywhere. The noise was deafening, and the scene was chaotic. It was clear that this was not going to end well. He lost control of the chainsaw and the accident was, well, it wasn't pretty. The chainsaw had caused some serious damage, not just to the hedges, but to the homeowner as well. He ended up with a nasty gash on his leg and had to call for emergency help. The paramedics arrived quickly and took him to the hospital, where he received several stitches. This is a reminder to leave dangerous tools to the professionals. Landscaping might seem like a simple task, but it requires the right tools and the right skills. Professional landscapers are trained to handle equipment like chainsaws safely and effectively. They know how to get the job done without putting themselves or others at risk. There are some things you just shouldn't try at home. So, the next time you're tempted to take a shortcut with a dangerous tool, remember this story: it's always better to be safe than sorry. Leave the heavy-duty equipment to the experts and stick to the tools you know how to use. Your safety is worth more than a few minutes saved. Chapter 4. Unbreakable windows? Not so fast. Have you ever wondered if those unbreakable windows are really as tough as they seem? Well, one man decided to put them to the test, and let's just say he learned the hard way. He was so convinced that the window couldn't be broken that he threw himself right at it. Spoiler alert, the window won. It's a classic case of, don't believe everything you see in the movies. Those unbreakable windows might be tough, but they're not invincible. Stuck in the cat door. This next story is about a woman who found herself in a tight spot, literally. She had accidentally locked herself out of her house, and the only way in was through a small, cat-sized opening. You know what's coming, right? She attempted to squeeze through the cat door, but she got stuck. And not just a little stuck, seriously stuck. It's a bizarre way to go, but it's a reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. Next time you're locked out, maybe just call a locksmith. Cockroach eating contest turns deadly. This one is not for the squeamish. We're talking about a cockroach eating contest that took a very dark turn. One contestant was determined to win, no matter the cost. He scarfed down dozens of live cockroaches, but his victory was short-lived. It turned out he had a severe allergic reaction to the roaches, and tragically, he didn't make it. This story is a reminder that some things are just not worth eating, no matter how big the prize money is. This next story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of gas leaks. A man smelled gas in his home and decided to investigate. But instead of calling the gas company like a responsible adult, he grabbed a lighter. You can probably guess what happened next. The lighter ignited the gas, causing a massive explosion that ripped through his home. It's a tragic reminder that gas leaks are no joke. If you ever smell gas, evacuate immediately and call for help. Don't be a hero. This story sounds like something out of a Roald Dahl book, but unfortunately, it's all too real. Imagine a tale so bizarre and tragic that it feels like it was plucked straight from the pages of a dark, whimsical story. But this isn't fiction. It's a chilling reality that unfolded in a place where dreams are made of cocoa and sugar. We're talking about a woman who worked at a chocolate factory. She was one of the many unsung heroes who bring joy to our taste buds, working tirelessly behind the scenes to create the sweet treats we often take for granted. Day in and day out, she donned her factory uniform and stepped into a world filled with the rich aroma of chocolate. One day, she accidentally fell into a giant vat of liquid chocolate. It was a routine day like any other, until it wasn't. In a split second, a simple misstep turned into a nightmare. The vat, meant to be a vessel for creating joy, became a trap that ensnared her. Now, you might think that drowning in chocolate would be a sweet way to go, but it's actually a pretty terrifying way to die. The thick, viscous liquid makes it nearly impossible to breathe or move. Panic sets in as the realization hits that this isn't a whimsical fantasy, but a dire situation with life-threatening consequences. It's a reminder that even the most delicious things can be dangerous in large quantities. Chocolate, in all its glory, can be a perilous substance when encountered in such overwhelming amounts. Factories are filled with potential hazards, and this incident underscores the importance of safety measures and vigilance. So next time you're enjoying a chocolate bar, take a moment to appreciate the fact that you're not swimming in it. Savor each bite, knowing that behind every piece of chocolate is a complex process and dedicated workers who ensure it reaches you safely. Let this story serve as a poignant reminder of the hidden dangers that can lurk behind even the sweetest of pleasures. This last story is a reminder that shortcuts aren't always worth it. We're talking about a man who was late for work and decided to skip paying the subway fare by jumping over the turnstile. But his little stunt went horribly wrong. He misjudged the jump, crashed into the turnstile, and suffered fatal injuries. It's a sad story, but it's a reminder that sometimes it's better to just pay the fare and arrive safely. This final story is a tragic reminder that social media fame isn't worth dying for. We're talking about a young man who was trying to impress his followers online. He decided to film himself doing a dangerous stunt, but things went horribly wrong. The stunt backfired, and he was seriously injured. Sadly, he didn't survive. It's a heartbreaking reminder that life isn't a movie. There are no second takes. Let's be careful out there, and remember that real-life consequences are very real. Wow, those were some crazy stories, right? It's insane to think about the strange ways people have met their end. Remember, life is unpredictable and sometimes it throws us curveballs. But let's try to avoid tempting fate by doing things that might get us featured in a video like this one. Stay safe out there, my friends, and I'll catch you in the next video.